Good evening. Welcome to the Wendell Elamine James Show. Today's guest, we have a friend of mine, Sonny,
Yes.
my buddy,
Yes.
my little goat. How you doing, Sonny?
I'm blessed.
Yes, we are. Yes, you are.
I'm blessed.
Glad to have you on the show, man.
Man, good to see you on the show.
Glad to have
That's-
you. Me and Sonny, we go way back. But I want to ask you a few questions, Sonny. I haven't seen you in a while. You know, you was in prison for how long?
32 years?
For 32 years.
Yes.
What was your charge and what was your judgment?
It was a second degree murder here in San Francisco.
Okay, and you were sentenced to. Your sentence was 25 years to life.
16 years?
16 years to
Yes,
life,
16 years to life, yes.
and you wind up doing 32 years.
32 years,
32
double.
years. Double your time.
Yes.
Right. And where'd you do most of your time at?
Gladiator School,
Okay.
DVI,
DVI, Tracy,
Tracy.
Dual Vocation Institution
Yes.
for men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the time that you went to prison, Dual Vocational Institution was more or less like a educational prison.
More like
You- trade-
gladiators.
Well, I mean, as far as trades or whatever.
Oh, yes.
you can
Yeah,
go-
used to be.
used to be.
Yeah, used to be.
Okay, but it changed over a period of time.
Yes.
They shut that down from
Yeah.
being able to get certifications and different things. They changed
Yes.
it to, okay, it became a prison.
Yes.
You know, right? Gladiator school.
Yes.
Right. So you stayed in DVI for how long?
Um, I think altogether about 26 years
In Tracy.
in Tracy.
Okay. And during your time in Tracy, when you first went to Tracy, how old was you when you went to Tracy? What was your age?
I was 26. I was 26 when I started in Vacaville and then Folsom,
Mhm.
Old Folsom.
Mhm.
And then I got shipped out to Tracy when
To
I
Tracy.
was 26 years.
26 years old, and you did that majority of your time in Tracy DVI. At what time during your time in Tracy did you realize that you had to change your lifestyle? You had to start
My
doing-
behavior?
You had to start changing your behavior, the way that you was living.
Well, I don't put myself in thinking about how anticipate my changing my behavior. I went with the flow, with the other guys, with the guys in prison.
Mhm.
I just go along with the program,
Mm-hmm.
and has nothing to achieve but just to go flow with them.
Okay.
Just for several years, I was doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't go nowhere. But just being active as to be around with them, and in other words, it's a lot of nonsense,
A lot of nonsense.
and a lot of nonsense of those years.
Right. So it was time that you did that was really wasted.
Yes,
It was really wasted until you decided that, hey, I got to do something different.
yes,
I
there was
started
a
working on
yes,
myself to get out of
yes,
prison. Right.
There was a
Because-
time, yes.
Yeah, because I mean we can do time in prison, and like you say, just go with the flow,
Yes,
so to speak. But in going with the flow, you see things happening to people, and you say,
Yes.
wait a minute, I don't want that to happen to me. I got to
Yes.
start doing something different in my life because if I don't, I'm gonna be in prison.
mm-hmm.
I'll be killed in prison.
Yes.
And at that time, when you was in gladiator school, they were killing people.
Oh, yes, in front of me, several times.
Right? They were killing people, and this became part of our life. On a daily basis, seeing somebody get hit and put on the gurney and roll across the yard and resume program.
Yes,
So we saw a lot of that going on in prison. But it came to the point to where you said, well, let me do something different, and you stopped and you changed your way of thinking, you changed your way of living, and you changed yourself to who you are now. So how did that come about?
it was a process. There was a process of being changing of my behavior. I hear things from those people that has become matured in prison, and I sit down with them like you. I sit down with you, talking about how to get anticipate with the programs by changing your behavior, changing your manner, changing your life, because of the parole board has applied that for us to get through the parole hearings. So there was a process. I started from the beginning of well, initiations was my first hearing of my initiation was you got to take the programs, but they didn't tell me what programs. Then until I went to DVI, and then classifications has told me you want to work or you want to go to school. I don't have no GED. I don't have no diploma, and I said, let me go to school. So I went to school for 2 years to achieve my GED. In 1985, I took the test at DVI and I finished that GED and achieved the GED diploma.
Okay, okay, okay. So instead of you going to work, you said, no, I don't want to go to work. I want to get educated. I want to go to
Yes,
school.
I wanna go
I
to
want to get some out of this.
Yes,
So that's when you did as I say again, the metamorphosis.
yes,
You started changing your life to where
yes,
you thought that you needed to get out of prison.
yes.
Right, right. So you, how many times did you have to appear in front of the Board of Prison
Oh,
Terms?
12 times.
12, took you 12 times.
12
going
times,
to the
1 year denial, 1 year denial, 1 year denial, 1 year denial.
Is that right?
Yes.
So, did you ever give up hope about ever getting out of prison?
No. Come to think about it, then never occurred to me to have this kind of less hope or no. I don't have no idea about or think about it. My hope is just less or hopeless. My hope is to achieve what I need to do and to accomplish what needed to be accomplished in regard of the parole board applied to me. So in the beginning, I don't know how to do it because I was lacking in communications, lacking of to socialize. I was just sit down persons and listen. That's it. But when I started on my program process, like Gobble Club, they let you talk. Remember the Gobble Club? The Gobble Club will let you talk. Will teach you how to talk.
Right.
They'll teach you how to manipulate, influence.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So I learned that. There are a few brothers that had taught me how to talk.
Okay.
So I learned how to talk. That 3 years period, for 3 years, and I practiced. And there was a process of doing my anticipation of talking, and then I anticipate for a lot of programs, like you said, AA, NA, and then religious program. I did a lot of religious program. I have met so many my sponsors in my religious program. As you know, in the chapel, you pretty familiar with the chapel
I am.
in Preston, and
I
also
am.
your chapel on the other side.
Yes.
Yes, so like
Yeah.
Gilbert,
I was
a friend of
I
us.
was a clerk for many years in the chapel.
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
Yes, I know about the chapel.
Yes.
Yeah. So you started attending religious services, going to chapel and self-help programs,
Yes.
and that did you a world of good of you changing who you are.
Oh
today.
yes, it wasn't easy though, because the guy, the guys, they force you to go out. Either if you don't go out, you get beat up, as you know that, on our part of our. But then I took that heat, but and yet I am not changing my program, my process, because I'm thinking about my families.
Right. Right.
I'm thinking about I was thinking really my families to achieve this for them, and also for the victim of families. In other words, there's a ecological involved in there, like individual, family, society, community, and the government. So all that they were affected by what I did outside, right? But I was thinking about that to be to be accepted, to be accepted. So my thinking is to achieve things need to be done and accomplished.
Okay.
It's for the family and for the community.
Okay. Okay.
So I did that inside. So the process right there, and yet I was flowing with the guys, but less more flowing with them, but more program
Right.
I was involved in.
Right. Right. So to the family, I tell people that, the crimes that we committed going into the system, we committed a crime, and whatever crime it was, it was a heinous crime because we got a life sentence. right? And we got people that was affected by that, you know, a crime that we
Yes.
committed. You did 30, 30,
32.
32 years
Yes.
for a crime
Yes.
that involved a lot of people to be
Yes.
hurt, some people destroyed. How do you feel about that?
Before or after?
Before and after.
Before and after. Before and after, it was painful for me, because every time I lay down on my bunk, what created that? What formed me to be doing that? What transformed me to get me into that kind of a callous, uh, self-centered behavior just to hurt people? It hurt me so bad, and I'm all looking for any words to define what manners, that evil thought that ever occurred to me done outside. But in inside, when I was doing that, there was a process for me to, healings, restorations. And I said, I must go for it. But it hurt me so bad because the pain in me caused the family. Because, like you said, I heard you one time, that victim never come back again. It never turn again. But the family, every time that birthday of that person,
Right.
they always think about that. So it hurt me so bad. Every time they thought about the birthday, they thought about thinking about the person sitting on a table, the chairs that was empty. So all that, it was all a process in my mind. So that it really hurt me. Even now, it hurt me now because I'm walking with a scar in my heart, in my soul. I was with the ladies feeding ministry. We went through with the homeless feeding ministry. We walk around and looking for any homeless. We have 10 bags of sandwiches, and then we went through that place, that area where was my crime was. When I saw it, it stopped me. It numbed me. It's so painful thinking about it. When I saw that area, I thought the victim. It really hurt me so bad why I did that. It still is, until now. I was walking in pain without saying anything. It was a silent pain, without telling anybody, because they don't know what happened there in that area.
Right.
They heard about it, but they don't know really. It's me
Yeah,
that
sure.
really,
Yeah,
was carrying that pain in me. Until now, I'm still carrying that pain. Ain't nobody forget things. Nobody. You say forget about it and then move on. You cannot forget about it, but you can move on.
Sure. But that's something that you probably never forget.
No.
You know, that's a pain that you never forget. This
No.
is a crime that you committed, and you're something that you have to live with for the rest of your life.
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So, people really need to know that, people that commit these crimes, they don't just commit the crime and it goes away. That's something that they hold on to. This is like I said, we went temporarily insane for that split second
Yes.
committing that crime.
Yes.
But it's not like you stayed out, you came back after committing that crime, because you went to prison, you served 32 years in prison,
Yes.
and you changed from who you were then to who you are now. So let the audience know who you are now.
I am now. It's totally different. I mean, not really totally different because of on my experience based on my 3 years out now, next month.
You've been out 3 years next month?
Next month.
Well, congratulations.
Yes, next month. And think about it. I went through a lot of abuse words from the people that I was taking it. I was taking it. You talking about a person is drunk and holding that inside a bus of that bar because it was crowded, and this person is drunk and coughing on you, sneezing on you, and that breath of alcohol right behind your neck, and then he was pushing you and everything. I was taking it. I was just, what would be the replacement of this freedom? Doing things what it needed to be done. Freedom cannot be exchanged,
No.
cannot be replaced. So many painful years that we went through together. And every time you think about those years together inside, it may be it's just like that, a moment of time.
Yeah.
But freedom, every moment of time, I'm always aware about what's going on around me.
There's no price.
I will not replace this freedom for any kind of
Anything. Anything.
Anything.
Anything. Yeah.
any sound, any images, or anything that freedom. It's priceless,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
and that's what I am now because I always think about what I did wrong yesterday, and to do what is right today.
So when you went to prison, you you got educated in prison. You got self-help programs. You know,
Yes.
you got that because you knew that you had to do something different going
Yes.
in front of the Board of Prison Terms. They
Yes.
expected something more than you had given them
Yes.
going to before them prior,
Yes.
because you went 20 how many times?
30, 12 times.
12 times before the
Yes.
Board of Prison Terms. You had to convince them. You had to show them that the persons that sit before them today
Yes.
is a changed person.
Yes.
And eventually they saw that.
Yes.
So they
saw
found you
that.
suitable
Yes.
for parole. So you went, last time you went before the board, you went for the full board and the governor, and they found you suitable and they released you.
Yes.
Right? How did that feel? Oh, what
It
feeling was
was-
that?
It wasn't easy though. The feeling that it wasn't easy, that feeling, but and yet it's overwhelming. As you know that when I got that date, you're happy for me.
Yes. Yes.
You're happy for me, but for me it's just another. How am I gonna? It's overwhelming joy, and yet looking forward what's tomorrow.
Right.
What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow for me? I'm thinking about what's tomorrow for me. What is the tomorrow for me? And during that time when I was with you, I'm looking at you. Yes, you're looking at me. Sonny, you're going home. I'm going home too. You said that to me. I'm going home too, while you're looking at yourself in the mirror. And then I used to teach you, and then in front of the mirror, why you spending 4 hours in front of the mirror, pulling all your, and then but myself, it always be occurring to me in every day of my life when I was inside, and I said, I'm a religious person now, and I, Lord, help me out for tomorrow, help me out, because I can't do it without you. It is impossible for me to get out. It is impossible for me every steps. I put myself now in my belief. As you know that,
Right.
on my belief.
Right.
And well, it's overwhelming, overwhelming. I see joyfully too, when you see me inside having this,
Yeah.
and you invited me with your program, motivation.
Motivation
Program.
group, yeah. You came and spoke a few times at the group.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
good. That was good. We tell people that inside, when you do wrong inside, wrong accepts you inside. But when you do right inside, they don't accept you. They don't.
No,
they don't.
it wasn't qualified. It's
Yeah,
not qualified.
No, they don't. It's not. They don't. It's not part of something that they accept. So when you do wrong, do right, they say, well, he think he's better, or he think he's doing that. But no, we're just doing something that's right. See, right supersedes bad every day of the year. Wrong get knocked in the head, but right, you can't knock right down if you're doing right. So that's why we have to continue doing right. That's why when we came back to the society, when we got found suitable for parole, and we came back to the society, the Board of Prison Terms gave us an opportunity to come back to this world and become part of it again. And that's what we're doing. It allowed us to come back into this world, to come back into society. We've been given a forum where we can talk to society and let them know who we are, because society has thrown us away. Society has thrown us away. They're letting us be something that we're not, and we are showing that we are something other than what they say we are,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So with that, we want to let society know that we are human. We are not monsters. We make a difference.
No, we are not.
Right.
Yes.
And I want to thank you, Sonny, for being on today. I wanna
Thank you.
Thank you for being part of this program. We want to let society know who you are, what your futures are, and we appreciate you being part of this. Welcome home. Welcome for the last 3 years being out of prison and continuing your life, being part of society. So we want to thank you for coming on to the Wendell Elamine James Show. And every Saturday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to be on television, letting people know who we are, what we are, and what our futures go for the future. So we want to thank you for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you. And
so much.
tune in next Saturday at 7 o'clock. Thank you.